Okay, so we're gonna go through some issues that I have with box jumps, and when I see them perform, I get like box jump videos sent to me ad nauseum. So a few points we're gonna make about box jumps. I've got a couple different ones set out here, and I'm gonna get a higher one eventually. It really is to do with the concept of jumping to our landing. What you'll see, especially as box jumping have become a little bit more prevalent on Instagram and Facebook, and it really becomes about like, let's see how high we can stack this box up and then obviously jump on top of it. Problem is then it becomes more of a desire then to see how mobile the hips are, as opposed to how high I can actually jump and land in a good position. So what I like to see from my athletes is I traditionally don't do many high box jumps, to be perfectly honest. We keep everything in a relatively low position relative to their jumping ability. So myself, like I still jump half decently high. I wouldn't ever go higher in a box jump if I'm utilizing that for actual strength training purposes than about 36 inches or so. These are both set at 20 inches right now. And we're just gonna do some kind of cueing for the box jump. Stationary box jump, what we want to see is a quick loading of the posterior chain and then a quick explode. So the cues I give for this are load and explode. So from a top end position, what we're going to see here is tall, arms go up, hips are going to come quickly back. At this point as well, we want to leave the chest fairly high and the eyes are going to be gazing forward. The last thing you want to be doing with a box jump is staring at the box. When you stare at the box, that's exactly where your body wants to go, and more often times than not, you end up with a lot of skin missing off the front of your shins and or knees. So we want to look by the box, use our peripheral vision to be able to see where our landing is going to be. So we're here, we're nice and tall, we're going to be quick load, quick explode, and land. Come to full extension at the top and step back down. What I don't like to see in a box jump is this. All of this time spent at our bottom end position, so in this flexed position, is just potential energy being bled. So we want to optimize the muscle stretch reflex or stretch shortening cycle to the best of our ability. If we can create a violent lengthening, under control of course, a lengthening of the muscle, the body will do its best to recover that and put it back into a neutral position, which is our stretch reflex. So we're gonna do that again. We're gonna be nice and tall, eyes are forward, up, and up nice and high. As the box starts to elevate, it does become necessary for us to utilize a little bit more of our hip mobility. So let's say we strap this one on here. We can still utilize all of our proper elements of jumping, even if we're jumping to a target that will allow us to land in a deeper squat position. We want to complete the jump. What'll happen on these higher box jumps is the athlete will, like I mentioned before, jump to the landing versus complete the jump and then land as a result of gravity and necessity. So the same principles are going to apply here. Be nice and tall. We're going to load and explode. And up. So we still want to finish our jump, so we're coming to full hip extension before we elevate. We don't want to see is it jumping where we stay low and closed, and then it's just a matter of pulling our feet to that really deep position. So completing the jump. I always recommend or suggest that athletes steer clear of doing very high box jumps, unless, I mean, if it's for the gram, it's for the gram. I get it. If you're trying to post it online and you want to have some fun with it, cool. As long as you're doing appropriate training for that kind of high-end effort, so at least the mechanics still exist and we're still optimizing efficiency of jumping. Hope that makes sense. Just I hate when I see someone's Instagram that is full of only these high-end jump box progressions, and I know for a fact that there's these technical inefficiencies in their jump. It's like, take a few steps back, work on the mechanics of a jump, and you'll be thankful in the long run. Especially like if you're a CrossFitter, this is a good one. If you're a CrossFitter, you know that there are box jumps in CrossFit, and they're typically only ever used under fatigue. And what'll happen is it's no longer a box jump, it's just kind of a box hop and over, or a box hop and off. If you're doing CrossFit, you should still practice jumping as a skill on its own before you apply it to a workout. It's just my humble opinion. All right guys, take care.